Hey guys, what's up? JK with PornReboot here. Responding to a question from our Facebook group, a Q&A from one of our members there. And by the way, if you're watching this and you haven't joined our Facebook group, click on the link in the description to join the group. It's the PornReboot Facebook group, and it's a place where you can get yourself an accountability partner, you get yourself some great resources, some workbooks, and I respond to questions much quicker there than I do anywhere else. So make sure you join the group. But anyway, our brother Alexander had asked, JK, what's the point in struggling to become better men when all women want are bad boys who don't give a crap about them? And then he follows this up with saying that, I know the answer, but I would like your take on this. So I'll give you my take on this issue. First of all, your focus is in the wrong place. So if you're in the group, if you're following me, that means that there is something in your life you cannot control that is not making you satisfied with your life, which means that you are not happy. Your first priority as a man is yourself. You have to take care of yourself before you can take care of anyone else around you. That's the first reason why you're struggling to make yourself a better man. You're struggling to make yourself happier, whatever the definition is for you. When I was struggling with porn, I had nothing. I was broke. I was not attractive to women. I didn't know how to talk to women. I was socially awkward. I was screwing up in school. I didn't feel like I had any redeeming qualities or any skills. Guess what I was focused on? I was focused on porn and trying to get better with women. And there's nothing wrong with focusing on those things in your 20s. That's what a lot of men do. But sometimes we focus on it too much to our detriment. And that's one of the reasons why we're unhappy, because we don't see the other things around us. Now, once I started focusing on other things like improving my body, when I started focusing on improving my finances, when I started focusing on developing marketable skills that people found valuable, so things that I could use to bring value to the world, then when I started doing those things, I started feeling happier, I started feeling more confident, I started feeling better about myself. And guess what? Then I started dating women. The whole purpose of ending my behavior with porn and becoming a better man, to be honest, part of it was like, yes, I do want to be attractive to women. But at the same time, it was mainly about me becoming a happier person, because as the years went by, I just realized, it's like, dude, you're just sitting around bitching and complaining. Right? So that's the first thing I want you to understand. The second thing is this blanket term, bad boys. You know, when all women want is bad boys. This is black and white thinking. And black and white thinking is when you say things up either or. You're like, you're either a nice guy or you're a bad boy. And that's all women want. And this shows just you don't have enough experience in the world. It's not that simple. The reality is, what are you looking for a woman for, right? If you are looking to get married and have kids and you are financially stable and you want to be in a monogamous relationship, you know, take care of the woman, raise your kids, and guess what? There's a woman out there who's looking for that kind of guy. And when we talk about the bad boy, I do believe guys are talking about certain traits. And there's certain traits like not caring about the outcome of something. What does this mean? This means that if you get stood up for a date, if a woman breaks up with you, if you're in a relationship with a woman and she goes to sleep with another person, your world, it doesn't fall apart around you. You just go like, whatever, you know, and you move on with your life. Yeah, you feel a little bit of hurt, but you move on. You don't have the typical reaction that most guys have, which is they fall apart. They can't believe she did this to them. They beg and plead for her to come back. They have no values. Their so-called principles fall apart. And some of those other traits, and of course I'm generalizing here when it comes to the whole bad boy thing, is also understanding the nature of women and not buying into Hollywood and society's bullshit. You know, like, oh, if I take her out to dinner, if I buy her things, if I give her things, she's gonna like me and maybe she's gonna wanna have sex with me. Because that's not how it works. It really doesn't work like that. A woman, in reality, when it comes to sex, if we're talking about sex, she knows whether she's going to have sex with you or not within the first few moments of you guys meeting. That's about it. And what I mean by that is, like, she will decide, I'm gonna fuck this guy, I'm not gonna fuck this guy. That's it. The rest of it is, if she decides like, yeah, you're the kind of guy that I would sleep with, then it's only a matter of timing and logistics. That's it. And that's where the date comes in. I'm talking about if that's what you're out to do, if you're out to get sex. So you worry about bad boy and have this black and white thinking, Alexander, and for any other guy who has this issue, because I know a lot of men have these beliefs, but what you should instead, first of all, you should avoid this social programming of the bad boy stuff, because what you're doing is you're going out there and you're looking for proof of this belief. You're going out there and you're going like, oh, this guy doesn't treat this woman right, so he's a bad boy. I don't understand why she's still with him. Let me give you an example of what happens in my relationship. And this has always happened in almost every relationship I've been in. I'm a busy guy. I have things that I need to do. Sometimes if my girl wants to hang out and do something and she knows that, hey, it's time for me to work, okay? I'll use myself as an example. Now, years ago, girl I'm dating, she knows I'm busy. She knows that I have a very set schedule, and there's a time for chilling, relaxing, entertaining ourselves, and there's a time for me to be working, a time for me to be working on myself. And then, she tries to spend time with me during a time that was put aside for working. And I wasn't cool with it. Now, she's a very attractive woman. She was used to getting all the things she wanted in her previous relationships, but I don't give a shit. I have stuff to do, and it was pre-scheduled, and you understood that, and now is not a time for us to hang out. So she got like super upset. This happened a few times, and I had to put my foot down and be like, listen, you really have to start respecting the boundaries here. And I didn't threaten to end a relationship, but I was just like, I really put my foot down strongly, and I was like, this is what the situation is, and it's not going to change. When it's time for us to hang out, we're gonna hang out. I always keep my word. Well, she got super upset, went off and complained to her friends, and then somehow or the other word got back to me that like people have been like, these things that people are saying about you. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't care. What are they saying about me? After a while, word got back to me that there was stuff people were saying about me and how I am in relationships. And come to find out that they're a bunch of nice guys who have been hanging out with her. They're hanging out with her because they want to have sex with her, but they're in the friend zone because they come in acting like nice guys, thinking that buying her stuff and being her shoulder to cry on is gonna, get them into her pants. And that does not work. So when they look at me, right? They look at me and they see a bad boy. They see a guy who's a douchebag. Why? Because what they hear is, man, this guy doesn't want to spend all his time with this beautiful woman. Like if I was dating you, if I was your man, I'd spend time with you. I wouldn't let you feel lonely. If she wants to feel lonely, she can fucking feel lonely. But she knew what she was getting into. But all these other guys will drop what they're doing at the drop of a dime. Like, attractive woman says like, oh, I wanna go out and have dinner right now. And you have a deadline. You're like, babe, I got this deadline that I've got to complete. And I got to finish this tonight. And she's like, oh, but I really want to go out. And she pouts, and you're like, you get all conflicted, and you're like, okay, babe, okay, you know what? I can actually do this later. Let's go hang out. You have no self-respect. So the thing that you're looking at, what you see as a bad boy, in this case, she went and she, she pouted and complained about me to all these people, and all of them, all they could talk about, like, oh my God, like he's such a dick, he's this and this and this. I don't give a shit. But that's how certain men end up looking at certain guys like bad boys, because they think that they are not treating their women right by their standards, right? So the blanket term of bad boy is just not what it seems. Now, we can, of course, look to society and just pinpoint certain things. Like, you're like, oh yeah, why is she choosing to stay with a guy who beats her and goes out there and has unprotected sex with a whole bunch of random women? Why does she stay with him? I don't understand it. Well, maybe she stays with him because she's got issues, right? Maybe she stays with him because she has emotional attachment issues. Maybe she stays with him because he fucks her really well. Yeah, I said it. Maybe he stays with her because the orgasms he gives her are just absolutely amazing, and she is literally addicted to that. And she uses that to justify staying with him. Now, most guys, if you listen to this and you're saying like bullshit, then you have not had a lot of sex with women. But that's the truth, right? So there are all these reasons why a woman could be with whatever it is you call a bad boy, but you don't understand it. You are just seeing it on the surface level, and you're looking at it and you've been thinking about it so much that you've gotten to a point in your life where you're just like, well, what is the point when all they want is a bad boy? No, it is not what they want. They are looking for certain traits in men. And when you strive to become a better man and you do it for yourself, and what's going to happen is you are no longer going to seek validation from women. You don't need their validation. You are happy with your life. That's the first reason. Secondly, in the process of becoming a better man, a truly better man, you will start to understand what it is that women are looking for. And you will start realizing the truth that you cannot blanket categorize all women. Women are looking for different things at different points in their life. That's the reality. Women who are in their late 20s, who their biological clock is ticking, or whatever you guys want to call it, those women want very different things. You meet a woman who is 33, 34, 35, chances are she's not going to have a one-night stand with you. No, she's just not going to, because that's not what she's looking for. She might be, and I'm generalizing, of course, she's probably at a point in her life where she's like, listen, I need to lock a man down. I'm not interested in a one-night stand. That's a woman looking for something completely different, right? A girl who's in her early 20s, she doesn't give a fuck. You know, she thinks that she's going to live forever and she's going to be young forever. So she'll have sex with whomever. And those are probably the girls that you're looking at who are following their primal instincts. They are experimenting sexually, they're enjoying themselves. So they are going to go for the most primal, I call them, let's just call it fucking the most primal attraction cues in men, you know, like being more aggressive, being more masculine, not giving a fuck. Like, all those things are the things they're gonna go for. And you're looking at those attractive women, you're seeing the traits in the men that they're with, and you're going like, well, they're just going with the bad boys. You know, that's what it is. It's bad boys. If you see me in public, you're gonna think I'm a bad boy, because right now you see me in the videos and all the shit and the presentation. But if you saw me in public walking around, you know, 6 foot, 210 pounds, long hair down to my butt, pierced ears, out there with a woman, you're gonna go like, yeah, I see why she's with him. I totally see why she's with him. She's with him because, you know, he's a bad boy. Literally. And I know guys think that. They think that she's with him because he looks like a guy who probably has those traits. So brother, not everything is as it seems. Stop putting women on a fucking pedestal and start working on yourself. Then identify what the traits are that women are looking for, that you are calling bad boy traits, and incorporate them in your life in a way that works with your values. All right? You don't have to hit a woman. You don't have to insult a woman. You don't have to be a fucking douchebag to get a woman. But you do need to have certain traits. And right now in your life, you do not have them. All right? So that's my take on the why should we improve ourselves and become better men when women are getting with the bad boys anyway. Let me add one more thing, right? You want to become a better man because you're not going to live forever. What do I mean by that? It means like chances are, probably in your 20s, maybe your 30s, early 30s. I hope not. I hope you're in your 20s asking me this question for real. But that's your situation, and you're focusing on bettering yourself for women. Do you know that now that you're young and physically attractive, you only have a few years for this shit? After that, the rest of your life, if you take care of yourself, if you live into your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, you better have a fucking good reason for becoming a better man. There's a lot more to life. You can become a better man to give back to the world, to less advantaged people like you. You can become a better man to be a better father. There are so many other reasons. Find the reasons for yourself, but don't focus on becoming a better man so that you can get with women, because what's going to happen is that you're going to become a better man, but if you only become a better nice guy. And what do I mean by nice guy traits? It means you still believe that buying women things and being nice to her and having money is going to make her attracted to you. Then you would have become a better man. You're like, yeah, I'm a good man. I'm a good man. I provide for her. You'll be like these guys who reach out to me, these brothers who are like, JK, I'm a good man. I run a successful business. I provided for my family. I gave my wife everything she wanted. And at the end of the day, she left me and took half my shit. I don't understand this. Well, this is an example of a man who became a better man, but at the same time, he didn't take the time to understand what it was that women are truly attracted to. And he probably didn't take the time. He knows what he wanted. He probably wanted he's like, I want a relationship, I want kids, I want a happy family. But that was what his focus was. All right? Women are different from men. You cannot just assume that there's one thing that they want. If you're not in tune with what is going on with women, you're gonna get screwed. And this is important to understand. All right? So get out of the matrix. Take that fucking red pill, as it's called, and wake up, brother. If you need more clarification on that, just ask in the comment section below. All right? And again, for those of you who haven't joined the Facebook group, please join it ASAP. There's a link to it in the description below. If you don't have an accountability partner, I don't know what the hell you're doing. Get one. Get one. We provide you with one in the group. All right? I'm JK, your brother in this struggle. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I'll talk to you later.